Welcome to Arable Plus, showcasing the practices arable farmers are using to enhance their cropping and wider farming enterprises, as well as trying to quantify the benefits. Up in Morayshire, Ian Green tells us about how sowing fodder crops after harvest helps not only his livestock enterprises, but also the following crops.
After harvest, mainly after winter barley, we drill a mixture of stubble turnips, fodder rape and kale in together. Over the years, we've grown it for a long time now, the fodder crops after cereals, and over the years we've tried different ways of establishing them, but we still find, as you see the background here, this was ploughed after winter barley. It was ploughed and pressed, field was levelled, rolled with a Cambridge roller, fairly consolidating the land, and then drilled with an air grass seed drill, an Mbok harrow drill at 7.5 kilos to the hectare. The varieties we drilled this year, the mixture consists of 20% stubble turnips, which was Marco, and the remaining 80% is a 40-40 split on Swift and Rebound. The cost is £75 per hectare. I would say one of the big challenges of growing fodder crops after harvest is volunteer cereals and weeds. We did find when we did minimum till establishment that quite often you got too much volunteers coming through, so we find one of the biggest challenges is topping up volunteers, and the best ways to plough and drill. We would plan the forage crops that you're seeing in the background here either to be grazed by fattening lambs or spring calving cows. We've got several fields, and some of them will be allocated to lambs and other ones will be allocated to spring calving cows. We've now grown forage crops for a long number of years after winter barley, and following the forage crops we would drill spring barley. We're seeing huge differences. You can actually see a line up the field where this field, the majority of the field's all in forage crops, because the lambs will come in here and strip graze it off. Other areas where we've got larger arable fields and the cattle are only grazing half the field in forage crops, and you can see a straight line up and down the field where the forage crops has been. The yield of both straw and cereals is always better in the area after the forage crops. Okay, forage crops are very important for us, not only with the rotation of trying to build up fertility of the soil, also for outwintering livestock, especially spring calving cows. We have put in forage crops in mainly after winter barley, but this year we did drill up to the 11th of August very successfully after spring barley.
Arable Plus considers the different methods being used by arable farmers around the country to add more to their businesses. Over the winter, we'll try to quantify some of the benefits, not only financially, but also in terms of the benefits to the soil and the wider farm business. For more information, visit the FAS website or come along to the next Arable Plus meeting.